Hello everyone and welcome back to the F1 Ultimate Career, where we're taking ourselves from zero to hero. Today we've finally made it. F1 2011, ready for the 2011 Formula 1 World Championship. Finally on this game. This is probably the game I've played the least. This and maybe like 2017. Those two are the F1 games I've played the least, so it's going to be interesting to see how this game works and all that jazz. But yeah, we're here. It's our second season in the sport. We've obviously signed with Sauber for this season, and I'm about to take you guys through the new roster for the start of this season at least. And yeah, we obviously had a really good debut season. It was a bit of a roller coaster, but in the end turned out really well. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at this roster, shall we? Alright, kicking things off with the 2010 Constructors World Champions in McLaren. They keep their all British lineup of Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button. Obviously Lewis having some crazy momentum towards the end of last season, but obviously ended up coming just short, actually finishing P5 in the championship, so a little bit disappointing in the end. But yeah, they're going to be right up there challenging with the likes of Red Bull and Ferrari, of course. So yeah, let's see if they can go back to back in the Constructors. And with the introduction of test drivers this season, they have also got another British driver, up and coming British driver, as their test driver, and that is Oliver Turvey. Next up we have the runners up. We got Red Bull Racing here. They have also held on to their lineup this season of Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber. I'm surprised Webber's still there, to be honest, after the horrific strategy calls that his team seemed to make throughout the whole of the 2010 season, but fair play to him for sticking it out. And yeah, Red Bull's looking like the favourites this year. They're obviously dominant in real life in this season, so yeah, they're going to be right up there again with McLaren. And yeah, we'll see if they can get their first titles in this season. Their test driver is actually Sebastian Buemi, who could you call it a promotion to the top team, but he's not in the Toro Rosso, so already a change further down the line, further down the grid. But yeah, that's Red Bull Racing for 2011. Next up we've got the red team, the infamous red team, Scuderia Ferrari, and they again have held on to their lineup. The world champion from 2010, Fernando Alonso, stays on with the Ferrari team alongside Felipe Massa. So yeah, Ferrari, let's see what they can do this season. I think it's a mixed season. Obviously winning the driver's title was incredible, but Alonso is a once in a generation driver. So what else could you expect from him? I think they're going to find it a little bit tougher this season, especially Alonso, but we all know what he's capable of. And their test driver is an Italian driver in Giancarlo Fisichella, who obviously went on loan to Sauber last time in Hungary. Next up we have the surprise package of last season, the all-German outfit of Mercedes, and they hold on to Michael Schumacher and Nico Rosberg. Obviously Rosberg, an incredible first season in the Mercedes last time, only just losing out to Fernando Alonso in the end. Yeah, missed the consistency last year, 2 wins in that Mercedes, so yeah, he's going to be looking to carry on that electric pace into this season. And their backup driver is Nick Heidfeld. So yeah, all round a German outfit, and Heidfeld has left the Sauber team. Alright, our 5th team is Lotus Renault GP, once again holding on to their lineup from last season. Robert Kubica and Vitaly Petrov. Petrov, his debut season, yeah, did really well to beat Robert Kubica, who's a lot more experienced than him. And yeah, you're probably thinking, oh, this roster's a little bit dull at the moment, but I assure you it's going to get a little bit more interesting as we carry on through the field. But yeah, they've got an up-and-coming French driver as their test driver. You might know him. It's Romain Grosjean. Like I said, just wait. The roster's going to get a lot spicier now. Karun Chandhok has been signed by Force India F1 team. obviously based in the UK, but an Indian-backed manufacturer. So the PR that they're going to get from having an up-and-coming Indian driver in one of their cars is going to be incredible. So props to Chandok. I think he deserved it. Other than myself, he was probably the most consistent. Actually, no, that's not true. Probably the most exciting backmarker driver from last season. Obviously, Trulli and Kovalainen were very, very consistent. But yeah, they've been around for a while now, and Chandok bursting onto the scene like Mika Richards. Anyway, their backup driver is Adrian Sutil, so he's actually been dropped to allow Chandok to take his seat. So yeah, pretty peak for him. But yeah, that's Force India for 2011. Alright, the one you've all been waiting for, I bet. There we go. It's my team that I've joined. BMW, actually no, it's not BMW Sauber, it's just Sauber. BMW have left the sport, but they've held on to Kobayashi, obviously winning in Malaysia last season, which was probably a little bit illegal, but we look past that. This is a really good lineup, and I'm privileged to be in this team, obviously being in the sport for the last 10 or 15 years now. And Kobayashi, yeah, probably one of my favourite drivers in real life too, so yeah, massive honour to drive alongside him in the Sauber this season. Well, I'm showing you this roster in constructor order from last season, where they finished in the standings, and obviously Virgin were 8th last season due to my point scoring form. And yeah, they've got an all-new lineup in Sam Bird and Jerome D'Ambrosio. Obviously, they lost me to Sauber, but they've dropped Timo Glock and Lucas de Grassi for 2 new rookies. So not quite sure how they're going to perform this season. I'm not quite sure they're going to match the 56 points that I scored last season, but you never know. It'd be cool to see Sam Bird emulate what I did as a fellow Brit. But yeah, that's Virgin for this season. Alright, next up, a team that will probably want to forget the 2010 season in quick fashion, but they have held on to Nico Hulkenberg for this season, and they've graduated the GP2 champion Pastor Maldonado. Obviously he's got a reputation in real life, but he has a clean slate in this career mode, so let's see what he can do. And their backup driver is Paul di Resta. I just need to add, I forgot to do the test drive for both Sauber and Marussia, so for us it's Sergio Perez, the runner-up in GP2, and for Virgin we have a very special driver as their test driver, Jules Bianchi. Alright, flying through the field now, here we are with Toro Rosso, the Red Bull sister team, and they've held on to Jaime Alguersuari. Obviously a very good debut season for him last season, and they've graduated one of their academy drivers. You may know him too, it's Daniel Ricciardo, and their backup driver is Jean-Eric Vergne, a fellow academy driver. Alright, here we go, the second Lotus team on the grid, probably the sleepers from last season as well. They only finished 11th, but I think they deserved a lot more than that. They were so close to scoring points at so many races, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame for them to not bring home the bacon at points, but they hold on to a very well-acclaimed drivers of Heikki Kovalainen and Jarno Trulli. Obviously Jarno Trulli scoring that immense podium in Singapore alongside us. So yeah, let's see what they can do this season. They'll be wanting to drag Marussia Virgin back towards them and try and finish a little bit higher in the standings. And their backup driver, as they're a Malaysian-backed team, they have a Malaysian test driver in Fairuz Forzi. Alright, last but certainly not least, the legendary HRT F1 team. They have managed to hold on to Bruno Senna, who had a kind of mediocre debut season compared to his teammate at the time, Karun Chandok. But, you know, Karun Chandok is a legend of the sport, so what can you really expect from a fellow rookie in Bruno Senna? That name obviously bearing a lot of weight on his shoulders. Anyway, let's see what he can do this season, and he has a new teammate in another GP2 graduate and a home driver for this team in Danny Close. Alright guys, heading into this season, these are the settings that we're going to be running. Sadly, in this game, the career mode is a little bit glitched. You can always do the first race in Australia, but then when you want to go to Malaysia, it never really seems to actually go there, which is really annoying. Obviously, in the background, you can see the Australian paddock. So once you complete the race and try to go to Malaysia, it just crashes. Well, it does for me, which is a real shame. So I will have to do this season in Grand Prix mode, which is a little bit annoying. But the gameplay should be exactly the same as it would be in career mode. And a little added on bit for us, we got realistic damage coming into the game now, coming into the fray. So yeah, we definitely have to iron out those mistakes that we made during our debut season. We should be a lot more experienced in this game, should be a lot more user friendly, shall we say. So yeah, we're going to have to be very careful in these races. I'm on legend difficulty and only one flashback now, because this game thankfully doesn't have any of that random puncture business. So yeah, we'll only be using one flashback per weekend. Yeah, I think that's everything I need to tell you guys. So yeah, if there's anything that pops up, I'll mention it. But yeah, time for qualifying for the 2011 Australian Grand Prix. Let's go. Well, sadly I can't have my phone on me in the cockpit. I'd really want to Shazam whatever this drum and bass tune is. But anyway, here we are, enjoying myself in our new garage with our new team. No % chance of rain today, or in fact for the whole weekend, which is nice and good for us to get used to this new machinery, of course. And yeah, all the other thing I wanted to say was that I did want to do a 100% distance race for this race, of course, the new game, new season, but it's actually glitched. Everyone in the top 10, because they're on horribly worn tyres, they all just get punctures and retire. So it's a bit of a game-breaking glitch alongside the career mode not working. So yeah, this game is a little bit broken, but the gameplay is good. So please trust me there. But yeah, sadly we're going to have to do 50% race distances, but I'm going to do it for the whole season now. I know I did a lot of 30% races in 2010, but I will do 50% for this whole season. So yeah, hopefully that makes up for it. But I've talked way too much this episode. Let's do some driving. There we go. Bruno Senna flying past in his new HRT. And we're heading out for the first time in our new Sauber. I've done quite a lot of qualifying on this track. Oh god, yep, another glitch in this game. It just likes to stutter, seemingly for no reason. Thank you very much. Please stop. Anyway, yeah, first time out, getting a feel of this car. I'm going to do these first qualifying laps on a set of primes just to see where the lower end of our pace is. It might actually be enough to get through to the next session. So yeah, let's see what we can do. I've got quite a bit of fuel in the car, so I'm going to do at least 2 laps on these tyres, I think. Alright, first lap in the books. I'm going a lot faster than Button, who's on the cusp of heading out of this session. Ooh, I'm between Senna and D'Ambrosio. That's not great, but I was running on standard, so I'm going to go again on rich mix this time. Actually, being able to use different fuel mixes, which I had to obviously go through the whole of the 2010 season without, and it was a feature in F1 2010, so that's really annoying, but I'm glad to have it here. So I'm going to go again. Still trying to get to grips with this new car, but yeah, it's already a marked improvement. I'm not sure if that's just the game feeling better, or yeah, I feel like I can definitely find the limits, as that's over the limit. That's right on cue, isn't it? Alright, we're going to have to back off and try again. Let's try and navigate this corner nicely. We were going purple in the second sector, so definitely time to be found. What's it going to be? Ooh, just ahead of Massa. cool. Provisional pole at the moment, P1, but we've got the two Force Indias in third and fourth. Chandok ahead of Liuzzi, so...
Let's look after the car. Lower fuel mix 1.
Yep, we're also going to have to get used to our new race engineer, Andy. I don't think he's as jarring as Rob is from last season. Yeah, and he won't be interrupting us, hopefully, as much as Rob did. But yeah, really good lap. I think I'm going to come in now. I don't really want to go out on a set of options, and I think I should be more than safe to get through here.
Good work. We're through to the next session.
Well, and actually ended up P14 in the end, so a lot of people finding more time towards the end of the session, but I'm glad to have made it through just on one set of prime tyres. And look at that, Bruno Senna into Q2 in the HRT. Great performance from him. Only 1.2 seconds separating the top 17, so very close between the field as my teammate up in 6th. That's good to see. And Jenson Button, yeah, coming back right at the end there, only 600ths of a second ahead of Mark Webber, so very, very close at the top. Let's see who's been knocked out. Oh my god, Fernando Alonso and Kubica. What has happened to them? I reckon what's happened is that they've gone out on prime tyres like myself. They've been naive. They've actually been naive. They thought, oh, we'll sail through on primes. But no, that's not good enough. It's not good enough now. And they're out in Q1. The reigning world champion of 2010, Fernando Alonso, is out in Q1. What a horrific start to this season for him. Terrible start to his defence of his title. And Bruno Senna in the HRT is through in his place. Jesus. Right, Q2 time. Right, last two corners on our banker lap here in Q2. Kobayashi is my kind of reference point to the cut-off. So 1:23.7. I've been a little bit under it so far this lap. And yeah, a 1:23.9, only good enough for 12th at the moment, so I'm going to have to go again if I want to make it into Q3. And the difference between Q3 at the moment is my teammate. So a little bit of rivalry going on at the start as Webber finding himself down in 11th at the moment. So a real risk of him getting knocked out in this Q2 session at his home Grand Prix, but we're going purple. It's looking good so far. This has been a really, really quick lap so far. We've got two more corners to navigate. Come on, let's get these right and then dump the curves, head down to the finishing line. What's it going to be in the end? Oh my god, look how close it is. 4 thousandths back to Lewis Hamilton and then 300ths to Sebastian Vettel. Well, it's good enough provisional pole. So yeah, once we go into rich mix, take all the fuel out, we're in pole position. Obviously it's not pole position, it's provisional pole, but that is putting us in really good stead for Q3. However, I feel like... Right, okay Andy, maybe you will be as interruptive as Rob was, so that's not great. And yeah, he's just said what I was about to say. I think I've just knocked out Kamui, which is a real shame. But it is what it is. We continue on. Wow, it is very close as we head into this top 10 shootout for the Australian Grand Prix. We have got some proper pace so far this weekend, just ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel, like I said when we crossed the line. But anyway, let's see who else has made it through. Jenson Button, the two Mercedes, Vitaly Petrov, Massa up in 8th, Karun Chandok in his first start for Force India gets up into P9, so congratulations to him. And Pastor Maldonado on his debut, the GP2 champion, looking pretty quick so far, and I think he's knocked out his teammate in Nico Hulkenberg, my teammate as well, out in 11th, and Mark Webber, that's the shock of the session, P12 in Q2. Bruno Senna couldn't quite match his pace from Q1 sadly, so yeah, 17th for him, but yeah, to get into Q2 is pretty impressive, so props to him anyway. Like before, heading into these last two corners after our banker lap here in Q3, only 1 minute 42 left on the clock, so It's hammer time now as Lewis himself is on provisional pole at the moment.
You're in 6th place. 6th.
Okay, well that lap's good enough for 6. That's already really good, but we're going to have to go again and see if there's any more time left in this car. Ah, that's that lap over, isn't it? Ah, it's just a horrific run through the long chicane there. I think 6th is where we're going to end up.
Seconds left in the session.
Okay, Andy, I hear you. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's over. P6, I think that's going to be where we end up in this session, is, yep, stuttering for good measure. Thank you very much. That's a bit annoying. I think we had pace to at least be in the top 3, I reckon, today. But P6, can't complain. Out-qualified my teammate. And yeah, we're off to a flying start with my new team. Well then, that concludes qualifying here today in Australia. And we line up in P6, 3rd row for us, alongside Sebastian Vettel in that Red Bull. But Lewis Hamilton beats Massa by 9 thousandths of a second. It's been a session of fine margins, hasn't it? It's been so close at the top, but Hamilton just edging out his fierce rival in Felipe Massa. Obviously, this year in real life they had a lot of scuffles on and off track, but yeah, great start for Lewis, starting off on the right foot, so well done to him. Michael Schumacher, wow, up in P3 in that Mercedes, obviously got a lot of pace carrying on from last season, so well done to him. Jenson Button in the other McLaren in 4th place. Petrov, the first of the Renaults, up in 7th. Nico Rosberg 8th. Kroon Chandok in his first qualifying for Force India. P9, well done to him. And Pastor Maldonado, yeah, couldn't quite match his pace in Q2 and lines up in 10th place for tomorrow, but that's still pretty good for him on his debut. Alright, that was a really fun qualifying session. I'm really enjoying this game so far. I'm just glad to be off that last game, but anyway, it's time for the Australian Grand Prix. We've got 50% coming up. Alright guys, it's race day here for the Australian Grand Prix. 29 laps inbound and another 50% around the streets of Melbourne. I'm really looking forward to this. New team, new surroundings and new objectives. I'm not, because we're in Grand Prix mode, I don't have an objective, but I'd say my objective today is to obviously score points and beat my teammate Kobayashi and continue to beat Kroon Chandok. But it's going to be really exciting, this one. Let's see if realistic damage comes into play as well. And yeah, let's take you through the race strategy quick. We got 88% condition tyres to start off this race, so not best, but it's a 2-stopper today. I think the first 2-stopper I've had so far in this series, so yeah, it's going to be exciting. Lap 8 for a fresh set of primes, and then ending the race on options, so we should be very quick towards the end of this race, so that could be where we come into the fray, but we've also got to make it there with realistic damage. Anyway, I've done a lot of talking this episode. I think we need to get some racing. Let's go. It's the Australian Grand Prix in 2011. Nothing to say, Andy. Alright, good. Here we go. The new season is about to get underway with the reigning world champion down in P20. Lights are out and away we go. Vettel crosses us off, but he gets checked up behind Button, so that's a freebie for us, but we're going to have to go around the outside, avoid any drama at the start. Very nice. Maybe having a look upside Button. Oh, I don't know. Maybe there was space alongside Schumacher there, but let's try and keep it clean. No crashing behind me. All the other races I've done, all the other test races, there's been a huge crash at the start. So everyone getting through unscathed. Sadly, we lost out to Vettel though, at turn 3. Sorry. But yeah, we continue. Vettel goes a little bit wide into there. Can we utilise the curves? Obviously, another part of the strategy this season is going to be using the curves, utilising it efficiently. But yeah, still in P6. Rosberg has made it past Petrov behind us. So yeah, let's see what happens. I'm not quite sure where the pace is going to be. Obviously last season I was a lot faster in qualifying than in race trim. So yeah, we'll see. As I think Hamilton is still in the lead ahead of Massa up ahead. What was that from Vettel? Getting spooked behind Button, and that made me pretty spooked. Nearly lost out to Rosberg there as we finish lap 1 of this race. Right, lap 5 of this race, already kind of flying by, to be honest. Still in P6, but as you can see ahead, Hamilton and Massa basically checked out ahead of Schumacher. Not got the pace of the two in front, and yeah, he's a bit of a cork in the bottle at the moment. Button just can't seem to get past him, can't get him in the corners, and isn't quick enough to get him down in the DRS zone. But yeah, we've started to maintain a gap to the car behind Rosberg, who I believe is Petrov. I think Kamui was in that group behind us, but I'm not. Something must have happened to him. I think he's either retired or he got damaged, perhaps. I'm not quite sure what happened. I think I also saw Maldonado lose his front wing, so maybe he is starting to garner some reputation already. But long race ahead of us, and I haven't had a message over the radio saying that Kamui's out. And that's Rosberg. Rosberg's out. What just happened? What was he thinking? Can I get a good angle? Oh dear. Well, mate, did I brake early? Perhaps I did. Maybe I was being a little bit too cautious into that corner. But yeah, he's just power drived us. And luckily we haven't been damaged either. But he's got a puncture, and that means that he is out of the Grand Prix, our runner-up from last season. He's come to blows from the realistic damage. And yeah, I can't say that that's my fault really. Racing incident, and he is out of the Grand Prix.
Vettel slowly pulling away.
Oh, that's a huge incident! Vettel and Button. Vettel did what Rosberg did to me, and he's just driven straight into the back of Button. So, realistic damage. Coming to blows once again. That is a huge incident. Maybe I need to look into lessening a little bit, perhaps. But that's us up into P4 now, and all the drivers we were racing are kind of well, they've crashed out. That looks like that was definitely Vettel's fault, though. However, so Button's going to be pretty furious with that after being bottled up behind Michael all race long so far. Can't get my words out. I'm trying to catch up to Michael now, but yeah, these tyres are shot. I'm very much looking forward to my pit stop next lap, lap 8. But yeah, P4 now. Petrov up into P5. Yeah, look at that, nearly just completely red. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this pit stop. Jesus Christ, it's like an icing.
The tyres are quite heavily worn at this stage. Watch the grip levels.
Yes, this track is more like an ice rink at the moment. I've got no confidence in these tyres. As
ready for you at the end of this lap.
Hamilton has made his pit stop from the lead of this race, so we'll see whether the undercut or the overcut is stronger in this race. Oh my god, in this game, sorry. Kamui is still in the race. Okay, that's good to hear. I thought he'd retired, but maybe he came. Well, maybe he got some damage fighting. Must have been Webber behind Petrov, I think. So, not good for him. But we carry on with P3, but probably not for very long, to be honest.
Your brakes are at optimum operating temperature.
Yeah, that's about the only thing that's optimum in my car at the moment. I'm having to tiptoe the car back to the pits. I'm going to be very thankful to get those tyres off, as Massa has made his pit stop up ahead. Hamilton's just gone past me now, so it's going to be close. But I'm not going to be able to see where he rejoins. Let's see if we can get a good pit stop here. There's no one in the pits behind us. That's good. Managed to rejoin ahead of that Lotus in Jarno Trulli. I think we're going to rejoin in 7th place. All right, very nice indeed. 7th place. We've got Danny Kloss up ahead of us. He's doing well in that HRT, sorry. Alright, P7. Very nice. Let's put it up to Rich and try and undercut Michael. But he was 5 seconds ahead of us as we came into the pit, so it might be a bit of an impossible task. Alright, that's the fastest lap. Ah, thank you, Andy. Some good feedback from him. Oh yeah, we've got really good pace. Obviously, rich mix and fresh tyres. It's a good mix. Yeah, we're really catching up to this HRT ahead of us. I have a feeling that he is on a one stop. So this actually could be for position right now, as only to plus 1 lap of fuel. So we're going to have to come off rich mix sooner rather than later. But I feel like I need to get past this HRT first. We should be able to do it pretty soon. Yeah, look at how much. Still going faster. And yeah, it's going to be a moment. Oh, actually, could we do it now? Perhaps use the curves right around the outside, dip a tyre into the grass. Oh god, huge lockup. And yeah, back down to P7. That was a bit ambitious, to be honest. But Andy's still talking in my ear. Just get on with it. I think, okay, he's coming into the pits now. I think there's a lot more drivers into the pits as well. Let's see who else is in. Mark Webber, Sam Bird, and there's Michael. Michael Schumacher is just there. So Hamilton making another pit stop pretty soon. We got a run on Schumi here. Go around the outside perhaps. Can we do it? Oh, we've run out of road. He's still there. He's got it. He's just got it. I think I'm going to come off Rich Mix now. And Andy was talking that whole time that we were. So, yeah, definitely as verbose as Rob was, annoyingly. But we move up into P4, but there's a clear chance at P3. It's going to be a good fight between us now. Hold on, I think Hamilton's just come in for his second pit stop. Not quite sure about that, Andy, but yeah, up into P3 now, but Hamilton has made his, I assume, last pit stop of the race on that 2-stop strategy. He's obviously gone option primes. So yeah, he's back in P4. I'm not sure about that, Andy. There's 2 things you've got wrong. The last 2 sentences have just been lies. Okay, that might not be a lie. Alright, coming into the pits. We're about 4 or 5 laps away from our second pit stop. We just can't get past Schumacher at the moment. He's, sorry, it's a mix of him just being a bit too quick for us and him defending really well. So he's a wily old fox, this guy. He's doing well to keep us behind. Yeah, we definitely have the pace. Look at that purple in the first 2 sectors, so he is definitely holding us back, but we do need to overtake him somehow. Crap. I was so locked in trying to fight Schumacher that I've just let Hamilton just go straight up the inside of me, but oh my god, my tyres feel awful. Let's see how they're doing. Yep, not great. Going red again, and Schumacher, really good defending from him so far all race long. And now I've lost out to Lewis, and he's up ahead of us now, but he's getting stuck behind us as obviously he's caught straight back up to us after his pit stop. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out until my scheduled lap because I don't want to come in and then. I don't think I am. Maybe Schumi, but definitely not Hamilton. Definitely not faster than Hamilton. I'm just trying to hold on to these tyres now. I've got 1 more lap. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't want to come in for options now and then just be struggling right at the end of the race because I don't want to throw away this good position that we have. So yeah, 1 more lap into our pit stop. Just need to make it home.
The tyres are pretty worn. You should come in and get them changed.
Yeah, I know that, Andy. Come on. It's pretty obvious to see.
DRS is offline. We're currently looking
Brilliant.
into the problem.
Just lost DRS. crucial time, but we'll see if Schumi comes in as well. Doesn't look like it, so maybe we can do the undercut on him. Let's get these awful tyres off, and let's see where we rejoin this race. We've got a big gap behind us to Petrov. I think he was about 12 seconds behind, so probably re-emerge behind him, but I do think he is on the 2-stop, as that's the Toro Rosso team coming out, as well as the Force Indias. Force Indias? The Force India team? That's not a word, come on. Where am I going to rejoin? There goes Sam Bird, I think. There's a Force India there too. Is that Chandok or Liuzzi? Find out in a second. It's Chandok. Jeez, we've got Chandok ahead of us and Close behind us. So at least we've come out ahead of Close, because remember, he was on the 1-stop, I'm sure. And okay, Chandok and Primes. So put it up into Rich Mix to try and catch these two. Should be pretty easy. Yeah, we found overtaking quite difficult today. Alright, Chandok in. So we've been unleashed on Sam Bird in that Virgin. Obviously, my former team. We got a huge run on him here. Can we go up the inside of the rookie? He leaves us the room, and that's a pretty routine move. Up into P5 once again. I'm not sure if Bird has another scheduled pit stop here. So if he can finish P6, that is going to be incredible. Definitely following in my footsteps. Really glad to see the Virgin is still on the pace. But yeah, we're up into 5th. We've got Mark Webber ahead. I'm not sure if he needs to pit. He's set in purples. Obviously, I can now track the fastest lap in this game. So just like in real life, the fastest lap point will be awarded to the driver who sets the fastest lap, as long as they're in the top 10. So that could be us today. We're on a very hot form. Well, that's not great, is it?
Your front wing's taken slight damage. Stay out unless it's causing you problems.
Yeah, luckily, they didn't lose my whole front wing there. I thought, yeah, that was a huge corner cut. Just trying to find a little bit too much speed through there. So luckily not losing the whole of the front wing, and we can continue. Yeah, there's no option to change the wing position. So who's that? Is that Webber? No, it's Lotus. It's Jarno Trulli, a lap down. He's going to rejoin right ahead of me. Blue flags. Yeah. Not sure what's happened to him today, but he is now a lap down. And that's the fastest lap for me, a 1:24.1. Getting close to my qualifying pace, to be honest. So yeah, very fast from us. Looking good for that extra point. Yeah, Webber really struggling ahead of us. We've caught up to him in a matter of laps. We've got a huge run on him on those old prime tyres. He's tried the one-stop today, but it's not going to be good enough for 4th as we retake that place off of him. Thank you very much. And yeah, passing a Red Bull on track on merit, that feels pretty good. Alright lads, it's the last lap of the race. I'm about 10 seconds ahead of Webber now after passing him, and yeah, 4 seconds off Michael Schumacher now. So I think Massa's just passed him for 2nd place. Schumacher obviously he's tried the one-stop, and to be fair to him, it's nearly paid off. Just couldn't stay ahead of Massa for one more lap. But he's going to be really happy if he can bring home this 3rd place. I'm going to be very, very happy if I can bring home this 4th place in my first start for Sauber. I'm really impressed with this car at the moment. It's felt really good throughout this race. The tyre wear's been pretty crazy, but I think everyone's felt it today, to be honest, as I think Lewis Hamilton is just about to cross the line to win the first race of the 2011 season. There you go, Lewis Hamilton carrying on his great form from the end of last season and starts this season with a bang. But there we come, P4, and I think fastest lap as well. What a race.
Congratulations, that's a well-deserved 4th.
Thank you, Andy. I need to get used to you, but we carry on. It's only our first race together, so I'll cut you some slack. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, dominant weekend from him. He finishes in first place. Great start to the season for him. And Felipe Massa up in second. Great start to the season for him too. 1, 2, 3 on the grid. Finish 1, 2, 3 in the race. Michael Schumacher, great performance to finish in third today. Ourselves in fourth, obviously. Mark Webber, good recovery to be fair, to get up to P5. The one stop working out for him. Vitaly Petrov in sixth. And Sam Bird. He's following in my footsteps. He's finished in P7 in that Virgin from 22nd. The one stop, very lucrative today. Again, the same can be said for Danny Close in the HRT on his debut. What a performance. P8. Congratulations to him. Amazing. Daniel Ricciardo on his debut in his home Grand Prix from 13th to 9th. Good points for Toro Rosso. Well done to him. Kamui Kobayashi managed to recover to 10th. So both Sauber scoring today. Really happy with that. That's the first time my teammate has scored a point, and it's taken a whole season. But congratulations to Kobayashi. Good recovery. What could have been if he didn't crash out at the start. Nico Hulkenberg down in 11th, just missing out on points today by 7/10 by the looks of it. Liuzzi down in 12th. Alonso, a weekend to forget for him, down in 13th. Karun Chandok couldn't bring home points today. He finishes in 14th. Kubica 15th. Alguersuari 16th. Kovalainen, Maldonado, and Trulli a lap down. Not quite sure what happened to him or Maldonado, to be honest. He obviously started in 10th, but I think he lost his front wing right at the start, so that's a bit of a shame for him. Anyway, we have 5 DNFs today. Jerome D'Ambrosio and Senna, I assume they clashed with each other, I presume. As did Button and Vettel, which happened right in front of us. We were lucky to not get caught up in that too. And again, lucky to not get taken out by Rosberg when he smashed into the back of us. Alright, that's one race down of the 2011 season. Let's take a look at the standings. Well then, here we go. These are the standings after today's race. Obviously the driver standings aren't going to be any different to the race result. However, we have an extra point for us for that fastest lap. So being up in 4th place is also obviously very nice. But we'll see how our form continues carrying on into this season. The constructors though is pretty much the same as the top 10. However, Sauber being the only team to have scored with both drivers so far this season. Yeah, only Williams, Force India and Lotus missing out in today's race. Yeah, we've got to give the Driver of the Day award to Sam Bird. Yeah, I'm going to be looking very closely at how his career develops, as yeah, he's very similar to what I was achieving last season, and yeah, I really hope that he can carry on this great form. Obviously the one stop very lucrative, like I said. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how they pulled it off, to be honest. My tyre wear was so drastic today. No idea how they pulled it off. Well, that marks the start of the 2011 season. That was very interesting to say the least. I'm going to go back and tinker with the database and the realistic damage, because yeah, it's not the most realistic finish of all time, but I do want to keep it exciting, not just have the same result every race. So yeah, just need to find that middle ground, a little bit more experimenting with this game and how the AI perform. But yeah, that was a really good start to the season. I'm very excited for this year ahead, and we clearly have a lot of pace, so let's see what we can do. Next time out we have the Malaysian Grand Prix. Hopefully that'll be somewhat of a match to the race we had last season. Obviously that was a crazy race. That'll be another 50%er, of course. And yeah, not much more to say. If you have enjoyed the start to this 2011 season as much as I have, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to continue on this journey with us. And yeah, I'll see you guys in Kuala Lumpur for the Malaysian Grand Prix. Take care.